Today, we're discussing how you can prevent outbursts at work, be it in the office or in virtual office settings. Let's get into it. Everyone has stress. I haven't met a single person who has a stress-free life. The difference is in how people manage stress. Some people deal with stress better than others. The following strategies will enable you to control heightened emotions and find perspective on the subject at hand. Number 1, you control your emotions. First off, remind yourself that you can only control so much. While you can't control outcomes of events, other people's reactions and behavior, what you can control is yourself. Specifically, you can control your own emotions and your own actions. So when things feel out of hand and you feel like you're losing control, remind yourself that you are in charge. The other thing is that no one can make you feel angry without your consent. Meaning if you don't allow someone to get a rise out of you, they won't. They just can't. 2, remove yourself from the situation. In other words, take a timeout. One of the best things that you can do to prevent any unwanted reactions that you'll end up regretting or outbursts that are unprofessional and might have professional ramifications, take a timeout. Just take a timeout. Remove yourself from that situation. Excuse yourself if you're in a meeting. You could say that you're getting a call and that you need to take it. Maybe it's urgent. Always have a plausible excuse at the ready. And if you're less comfortable with this approach, then just excuse yourself without providing any explanation. You don't owe anyone any explanation. What if you're caught a little bit off guard with a phone call? So someone calls you and you were not expecting it, or you were not expecting them to launch into whatever it is that they launched into. So when they call you, maybe you're not in a good place at the moment to respond. And so you don't feel like you can really show up as your best self. Or maybe the person that you're talking to is a troublemaker and you need to strategize your communication with this individual. Then say, let me give you a call back. I'm in the middle of something. This will give you time to collect yourself, but it will also give you time to get more information on why that person is calling. Maybe someone on your team has some intel or has some insights on the matter, and you'll return the call with a more informed standpoint. So again, don't feel like you need to answer right then and there if someone just calls you and you either were not expecting that call or you're not in the right headspace to answer it. Number 3, find the teachable moment. So in retrospect, when you look back at situations that upset you or interactions with difficult people, people that annoy you, try to train yourself to find the lesson in each of these scenarios. You can even do this in situ, which means in that very moment while you are experiencing the situation. Now, this might be slightly more challenging because it requires you to compartmentalize and rise above your heightened emotions, which can be very difficult in that given moment when there's a strong feeling of anger or annoyance or frustration or whatever other emotional state you might find yourself in. But if you can, then I challenge you to ask yourself the question, what is the teachable moment here? What is the lesson in all of this? What can be learned from this experience that I'm experiencing now or just had? This will do amazing things in terms of helping you provide perspective on the matter, allow you to do some introspection, and prevent a current outburst or even a future outburst from transpiring. So there you have it, 3 important ways to control your emotions to prevent an unwanted outburst at work, be it in the physical office space or in your virtual office when working remotely. These strategies pertain to both types of settings. To recap, don't give them your consent to make you angry. You and only you are in charge of your emotions, reactions, behavior, and communication. 2, take a time out from a Zoom call, an in-person meeting, a telephone call by removing yourself from the situation or telling them that you'll call them back later. because this will allow you to take time to think, collect your thoughts, and be in a calm mind space. You can also have an excuse at the ready if that's what you would like, or you can just take a break without providing an explanation. That part's up to you. I will leave it to you for that. And the last one, find a teachable moment in the situation. If you feel like you can analyze the situation while you are experiencing it, then all the power to you. If not, then analyze it after the fact and take notes on how you can prevent something like this from happening in the future. And as you're implementing these strategies, remember that you are human. Anger and frustration due to stress are completely natural reactions. Do we want to try to mitigate those reactions? Absolutely. And that's why I'm bringing you this lesson today. But also know that you now have the tools and resources to help you rise above that anger and prevent yourself from acting rashly on heightened emotions, which is particularly important to avoid in professional settings and workplace settings. Practice these techniques and practice them not only when you're stressed, but also when things are good and you have a clear head about you. This will enable you to use them instinctively and on autopilot before anger has a grip on you and gets in the way of your communication. All right, Explearners, that's it for me today. Thank you so much for tuning into this lesson. I hope that you enjoyed it. If you did, give it a big thumbs up if you're watching on YouTube, and leave us a nice review if you are listening to this podcast. And be sure to share the channel, the podcast, and the website with anyone who wants to improve their professional communication skills, social skills, and public speaking skills. All right, I will see you in the next Explearning lesson. Until then, keep up the awesome work, and I will see you soon. Happy Explearning, everyone.